Welcome back to video 3, where we're introducing my boy Hal. So, for those of you who've been tagging along this journey, you realize that I wasn't supposed to be riding Hal to begin with. Hal was actually my sister's horse. We were supposed to be able to ride Gammy, and she would be riding Hal, and we would make the trip across the country together. But she became pregnant. So then we had to make that change where I would not only ride Gammy, but also ride Hal. But the problem is that Gammy I had spending years and years and years with, educating, developing a connection, where Hal I started under saddle and I rode him some, but he wasn't connected to me like he was my sister. So the first couple rides, I wanted to do a service to him. I wanted to ride him with the halter while trying to only use my neck rope, because Hal was spooky, he wasn't very confident, but he had the heart of gold, and he really loved going out on trails and around. But I wanted to trust, but I wanted to verify these first couple rides that not only would we both survive this journey together, but it would be one that he looked forward to, and we were able to keep each other safe. So again, I wanted to go completely bridleless, but I had to put my horse first, and I had to put our safety above anything else. What's up, guys? So this is the last view, I think, in Nevada that we're gonna get of Sierras, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Wow, it's breathtaking, it's beautiful. As you can tell, I'm riding Mr. Hal today, and as you can see that he has a halter on his head. And I talked about it a little bit this morning, but I've been really focusing on using this little neck rope only to steer. And people have been asking me, they've been saying, hey, well, I want to do bridleless riding, but how do I get there? And the big thing, guys, is not just take off your bridle and go for it and see what happens, right? We got to take care of ourselves, we got to take care of our horse, and we have to make the environment as positive as possible. And so Hal here, he's a cool story. I started him, he was the second horse I ever started under saddle. The first was Gammy, the second was Hal. And you know, he was always very spooky, and he always had a lot of energy. And you know, I never knew if I'd ride him bridleless, but the last couple years before I went to Double Dan, I was riding him bridleless out on trails and with other horses in the arena and the round pen, but I had never ridden him out on a big road. So what I decided to do today is I am going to just ease him into this bridleless riding by having this neck rope, but I have a halter on his head and reins in case I need to use it, because it is not fair to him or me to take the risk. If he spooks, I really have no control. So when we're thinking about riding bridleless and at liberty, it's so important that we trust our horse, but we have confidence in them that they are going to steer when push comes to shove and not put yourself or them into danger. And we're just trying to be transparent. I'm not out here riding the country trying to prove that I'm the best horseman in the world. No, I don't think I'll ever be the best horseman in the world, and that's not my goal. My goal is to educate horses, to educate people that liberty can go a long way in giving your freedom back to your horse. But in order to give freedom back to your horse, you have to trust them. You have to think, hey, are we in this together, or are you in it by yourself and I'm in it by ourselves? So I just want to show you guys, be transparent again, as I said, that this journey is about giving our horses the freedom back, about educating people and horses along their way. And if I can help educate Hal along the way, then I have done my job, because I have not ridden him more than twice in the last 2 years, and my sister has done a really good job of preparing him for this journey, but not for bridleless, just through riding and getting his mind right, getting his body in good condition. And now here we're getting him used to riding bridleless without having to lose control with our halters. So guys, stay safe. I love you. It's a beautiful day. We got about 5 minutes left, 5 miles left, probably another hour and a half or so, and we'll talk to y'all later. Love you. So at the end of the first day riding Hal, probably the last mile or two, I saw this group of horses pretty far to the right of me, and I was like, that's so weird. They're right next to a school I think it was a high school it was, and they were just out in the open eating. I was like, but there's a fence around it, right? So there was a fence, and I was like, oh, they must be domesticated horses. But before you know it, they start trotting up to the fence. And I'm like, oh, these aren't domesticated horses, they're Mustangs. And obviously it was fenced because there was a road next to it, and they didn't want these horses getting into the middle of the road. But Hal kind of freaked out. He turned and faced them. He got really big. He's an Arabian, so he lifted his tail, he arched his neck, and he turned his head and his ears towards them. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. First day riding Hal, thank God I have the halter. I didn't have to touch it, but I felt this sense of gratitude, saying I'm so glad that I have it just in case I need it, because coming up to a herd of wild Mustangs isn't like anything that we were able to see in Texas, and much less the little time I was able to spend with them. But it was just so cool. It was so magical to be able to see this wild herd of horses trotting up towards us, and how not only getting stressed, but able to mentally take it in without doing anything silly. Because on the one side of the fence, we had a large herd of wild Mustangs, and on the other side of me was Highway 50 with cars rushing by, and Hal handled it beautifully, even for the little scare at the beginning. All right, guys, I had to show you this. I think this is a herd of wild Mustangs right here, looking at Hal and I. It is the coolest thing. They saw us all the way over, like on top of that ridge, and they cantered over here. And every time I walk a little bit, it kind of spooks them. They're like, what the heck is this guy doing on top of that horse? He's supposed to be wild and free like us. But man, they are beautiful. They got paint. Man, they are beautiful. I cannot get over this. It's incredible. Hopefully you guys are tuning in, but I don't know. This is one beautiful herd. I tell you what. Anyway, I just want to show you guys a little bit what was going on. But man, Nevada is one gorgeous state, and horses run free. All right, guys, we'll talk to y'all later. When you think about the desert, you don't really think about large bodies of water. But we were able to come up to this beautiful reservoir out in the middle of nowhere. That was just incredibly beautiful. It was refreshing, not only for the horses to be able to get in to drink water, but also for me, for really the first time riding through the desert, to see that there are water options. Maybe very few, but there were some. And it was just really a magical thing for me, because Arabians are from the Middle East, and these specific Arabians are Egyptian. And in Egypt, there is a lot of desert. And so we were able to ride through the desert, and coming up with this reservoir was very, very magical. It really was a dream come true. Good morning, guys. I had to share this view. We are at Lantern Reservoir here near Silver Springs, Nevada. I'm riding my boy Hal, bridleless today, but only because we started with our halter on, but we went off Highway 50 about 2 miles because we had to see this gorgeous park. And I figured I could ride here him bridleless and we'd be safe in a controlled environment. But when we go back to the road, we will go ahead and put that halter back on. So for our safety and his, until we really get that trust. But I just wanted to give that freedom back. And it reminds me of something, you know, as we travel Nevada here and we're in California, just how truly blessed we are to live in this country, to be Americans. I know it's not perfect, but boy, the privileges and the freedoms that we have is second to none. We are so fortunate. And riding my boy Hal today and giving him his freedom back and being able to travel this country on the 2 horses that I love, giving back to people and horses along the way. There is no greater feeling on the planet. And it just really makes me think that, man, what a blessing you guys are in my life. How fortunate it is to have these horses in our lives, because horses can heal us more than we know. They can heal us in a way that we can never heal ourselves. And I know kind of I'm on a soapbox here, and but I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of how fortunate and how blessed we are to live in this country. And I want to share with you guys an experience that I've been wanting to do for almost my whole life in horses, is to canter and gallop a horse on a beach, bridleless, with the wind against my hair. I got a hat on, so my hair won't be flowing very much. But I wanted you guys to live in that moment with me. And if you have not experienced it, I bet there's going to be no greater feeling. So we're going to take off here on a little canter, maybe pick up a little gallop along the way. But I wanted to have you guys join me on this beautiful view as we lope across this beautiful scenery, up this hill, on these sand dunes. It's getting windy, so you may not be able to hear me as much, but boy, what a view. Look at Hal's hair. He's nice little lope. We're going to ask him to pick it up a little bit. We're giving him his freedom back, guys. Let's go, Hal. Let's go, Hal. Good boy. Look at this view. Man, if you have not experienced this, you need to. It's just Hal and I, isolated and having a blast, living our life to the fullest. And I just want to give you guys a little motivation for this Wednesday, this hump day, as we go. Control lives here. If I just ask Hal to stop, he's going to slow down for me. We'll go back to the walk and just take in the beauty. All these amazing birds on the lake. Have a wonderful Wednesday, guys. I love you. I'm going to be back riding Gammy tomorrow, finishing up one more leg, 14 miles to Fallon, Nevada. Then we're off to the Medicine Project tomorrow afternoon to give back to some more people and horses. Love you guys. Good morning, guys. I'm back on my girl Gammy, and we are overlooking a beautiful little valley here with a bunch of cows, green grass. You can still see the Sierras way over there. We're about to dip into a valley as we head into Fallon. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the state we're in because I've got some comments yesterday that my Texan lingo does not match up with how it's pronounced. I think it's pronounced Nevada instead of Nevada. So I'm just going to stick with pointing out how beautiful this state is. And I tell you what, this horse is just so special. You know, I love riding Hal, but when I'm on Gammy, I just feel like we're in it together. I feel like, you know, we have that true partnership that we developed over the last, 5.5 years, 6 years, and we just trust one another, even though we're, like I said, even though I don't have any reins and just a neck rope, I feel like we're just a team. And any great team has to have trust. And, we get to see a beautiful part of the country together. We get to see a lot of the country together. And as long as we're true to ourselves and we are willing to give to each other, I think it's going to be a beautiful journey. And it already has been. So we're only going to go about another 7 miles today. Keep it short day. We've been over 90 miles this week with both horses, and it's been a long start to the journey. And we're going to head up to the Medicine Horse Project here this afternoon, which we're really, really excited about. I'm not sure how much phone service we're going to have, but if we don't post the next couple days, we will catch all you guys up on giving back and the challenges we faced with the horses, but also the progress we made in the 3 days. So we're so blessed, so fortunate. We love you guys. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful Thursday. We're going to end this video with a little bit of humor because we got some hard times from people, a lot of our followers, more than any of the big decisions that we made in the past. This was when we got the hardest time about pretty much on the whole trip. And I hope you have a good laugh at this because I wasn't expecting it. And it's a way to pronounce one of our amazing states in this country.
Apparently, it's a big deal to pronounce the state wrong. Seriously, politicians have gotten in trouble.
Nevada.
I don't know how to say it. So I'm I don't know how to. I tried to look it up. But there's all these different ways of saying it, but apparently...
You think I'm not a politician? I just like horses.
How do you say it? No.
I say Nevada.
That's not it either. No, I don't know. I'm done. I'm done trying. I even tried to Google it.
YouTube.
I tried it. It doesn't work. Do Nevada residents? Did you do residents?
No.
Gotta do because people pronounce it wrong, so you have to.
This is on YouTube. 28,000 views. I guess you just gotta sound it out.
No, I think there's a different way.
Nevada.
Look at YouTube for residential. Look at resident way of saying Nevada.
Here.
Turn it up.
Nevada. I would call it Nevada.
Nevada.
I've heard that it's Nevada, so I would go with Nevada.
Nevada.
How do you pronounce it? Arizona.
No.
Nevada.
Nevada? Okay, you got it right.
Yeah.
Nevada.
Nevada. Nevada?
Nevada?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the correct way to say Nevada?
Oh no, I don't.
It's Nevada.
Nevada.
Nevada. I got it. Tell all the listeners, Nevada.
Nevada.